The Ten Commandments, the Lord's Prayer, Hail Mary, the Rosary, Profession of Faith, the Creed, Precepts of the Church, Seven Deadly Sins, and so on. Most of these prayers we learned at home. Perhaps you parents or grandparents taught you how to pray the Our Father and the Hail Mary and prayed with you the prayer to your guardian angel. We repeat those prayers often, even each day. We know them by heart. We also know the commandments. Maybe we will struggle to repeat them now one by one, but we know them. We know what is wrong and what is right. We know that we must love God and love our neighbor. We do know. So what? So what if you know these prayers and commandments and you repeat them often? Well, today Jesus tells you that it is not enough just to know. See, there are many very sinful people around us who also know the Lord's Prayer by heart and repeat it daily, and they learned about God's commandments, but they do not practice them in their lives. Because knowing them and living them, there is a huge difference. And there is a perfect example of that in this Sunday's Gospel reading when Jesus tells us the parable about the Good Samaritan. This parable is very well known, again, even among those who do not believe. So a man fell victim to robbers as he went down from Jerusalem to Jericho. They stripped and beat him and went off, leaving him half dead. A priest happened to be going down that route, but when he saw him, he passed by on the opposite side. Likewise, a Levite came to the place, and when he saw him, he passed by on the opposite side. In the end, only the stranger, the Samaritan, helped and cared for that poor man. So what is so shocking in this story? A priest happened to go by, but he ignored the man in need. Then a Levite did the same, ignored a person in need. And who were these two? Priests during Jesus' time were responsible for all the temple rituals, sacrifices, and also for overseeing religious law. They were teachers of the laws to others. And the Levite were those who were helping the priests, people who were in the temple worshiping God. They also served as teachers and judges. Do you see what Jesus was getting to with his clever parable? Only a Samaritan, a person who was considered a pagan, an outcast, a sinner, a bad person, Samaritan didn't know the law and commandments as well as the priests and Levites did, but that Samaritan expressed a huge concern for the man in need. He didn't care if that man would repay him or not. He didn't care who that robbed and beaten man was, or what color of skin he had or where he came from. He simply showed great love and concern for the man in need and helped him. So here's Jesus' answer to that scholar of the law who asked Jesus what to do to inherit eternal life, what to do to go to heaven. That scholar knew the law, knew the commandments, knew them by heart. He even repeated them in front of Jesus. And Jesus said, "Good, it is good to know them, but now go and turn them into action. Don't only know my teaching, but live my teaching in your life," just like the Samaritan did. So let's go to work, and God bless you.